And welcome to the Lone Star State and Houston, Texas. I'm Ed Cohen with City. Now it's no doubt the land of threes.
Oh, Ed, do you smell that? There's some seasoning going on out there. There's going to be some cooking tonight.
It could be sizzling here this evening. Let's get ready for the opening tip. It's the Sixers and the Rockets. Trust the process, Jay. That phrase is now embraced in Philadelphia. But you look at a guy like Brett Brown, they won 10 games a few years ago. He carries a world of experience into his head coaching stint in the NBA and now has a roster that's loaded.
He's been waiting his whole career for these transformational players like Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. And think about this, Ed. The patience that upper management has had with the 76ers regarding Brett Brown has been incredible. Now, there's been a change in management over his tenure there. But his first 3 years, he was 47 and 199 as a head coach. Coaches with those records never stay around. But when you start to trust the process with the likes of Ben Simmons and Embiid, it makes the game quite different.
Jay, what's going to be good enough this year for the Rockets to get to the NBA Finals?
Well, you need CP3 to be healthy, but also I think James Harden needs to continue to build on his play in the playoffs in particular. Those last 6 games against the Golden State Warriors, he really struggled from the three-point line. He shot 37% during the regular season. He shot 20% in the Western Conference Finals.
Simmons to Redick. Butler, his first effort off the mark. Durant across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Oh, with the foul and a chance coming up at the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
And hits the first free throw.
That's the bucket.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Sixers have the basketball. Simmons to Embiid. Scores from the post.
Just remember an old saying here. You're only as good as your last shot, and your last shot went in. So it's time to
Fareed. Here comes the screen. Durant. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down from mid-range. Harden in possession. Down just a couple. Paul to Capella. Oh, emphatic slam.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Simmons into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Redick. Embiid. And that's rebounded by Houston. It's Paul for 2. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Butler. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. To Durant. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Layup goes down. Well done.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Simmons slams it down.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
To Durant. Harden. Durant. Smothering D. Simmons to Butler. Has a chance. Jimmy Butler. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Good look that time, but off the mark. Jay, what's the next step for Ben Simmons?
MVP, Ed. To win the MVP. But perception is reality. And I've been hearing this stuff from a lot of people who have been watching Ben Simmons show out this past summer on IG. Ben Simmons needs to get back to the lab, stay in the gym, continue to work on that jump shot, because this is still a team that lost 1-4 to the Celtics without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward.
Now Paul with the basketball. They trail by 2. Kevin Durant lets it fly. Sixers able to clear the rebound. Redick. Butler guarded by CP3. The Sixers with 4 to shoot. Butler for 2. Not that time.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Butler against KD. Fires the 3. Off the mark. Here's Durant for 2. Kevin Durant. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
To Butler. Rises for the slam.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Hall with it up top. 10-all is our score. Nene. To Paul. Screen coming.
Hey, you got the screen right, screen right, screen right.
Paul to P.J. Tucker. Beyond the arc for 3. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Houston takes over. Paul to Durant. Baseline drive. Kevin Durant. He's now 4 for 6.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Butler into the front court. It's 12-10. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for 2.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Paul into the front court. Shot clock off as they look to break the tie. Gets to the basket and scores. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 1 quarter down with the Rockets in front. On to the second quarter. Neither team sees control in the first. Some interesting things, though, certainly on display.
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast. And the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
Grayson Allen to McConnell. Gets to the basket, but it's no good. Another follow. Stays out. Gordon with it. It's 14-12. Nothing going here on that drive. Gordon, tough matchup against Butler. 4-3. That's good D. Shot no good.
Shoot or shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Right.
To the basket is Butler, but he can't finish.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Paul. Nene's shot won't go down. To Allen. Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Nene. Surveys the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Has a look. Just not going down. Grayson Allen. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. New blood coming in for both sides. Paul to Rivers. Paul. Butler, guarded by the former Dookie. To Brunson. Austin Rivers. Tips it. Rockets retain it. From the outside, no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Grayson Allen to Butler. A lot of contact, no whistle.
And you see so many players quit on the play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Butler to Monroe. A drive by Butler, but his shot won't fall. Paul. To Rivers. Off the assist.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Sixers call for time as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game.
The winner will receive courtside seats and a presentation in his or her
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Brunson. To Embiid. The rebound belongs to Houston. Harden in possession. 2-point advantage. To Paul. Here comes the screen. Paul matched up with Jimmy Butler. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Harden. Tough shot. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball.
Ooh, Chris Paul. 2 of 4 now.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Count the basket inside.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Sixers control it. Embiid to Brunson. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Paul across the timeline. The margin is 2. Halftime on the horizon. Harden to Paul. Here's a chance from long range. That's how you defend. Time to shuffle things up.
For Philadelphia, number 25, Ben Simmons.
Nothing going here on that drive. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer, we reached halftime in a 2-point game. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Rockets are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. It's obvious how these guys scored the majority of their points, and that's in the paint. They did a great job of scoring down low. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The 76ers are keeping things competitive after 2 quarters. And even though they don't have the lead, they're doing a great job of moving the ball around. They might find themselves on the winning end of the scoreboard if they can keep it up. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Bench points.
The NBA season is long, and these days, starters take rest days. And that's why it's so important to have bench players that can be productive like we're seeing here today. Kevin Durant was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half. And I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
Butler certainly hasn't contributed much for his team when it comes to scoring. Newsflash, you're not on fire. Pass the ball. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. Now a pass stolen by the Sixers. Probing the defense. Oh, Ben Simmons. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Durant to Paul. Harden. He engulfed him that time. Here's Simmons with it up top. Tie game, third quarter. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there, but see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
To P.J. Tucker. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. That won't go. Sixers finally break through. 52 wins last year. But, Jay, where do they factor in a top-heavy Atlantic division?
I still see this team finishing on the outside looking in. What I mean by outside is the 2 or 3 spot. I think this is Boston's division to lose, Boston's conference to lose. But still, the question mark still is around Ben Simmons and his ability to shoot the ball down the stretch.
Harden into the front court. His group now down 2. Mike Scott able to recover with the block. Wow, look at him dive for the loose ball. Durant sizing up Butler. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. Simmons with it. He'll run the offense. Paul into the front court. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Now a steal by Philly. To Simmons. Butler. It's Rockets ball. To Paul. The drive right to the basket. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's 3 for 7.
Oh, he buckled his knees so bad, it didn't matter if he scored or not. That's a win for the internet.
In the front court comes Simmons. Our score all even in this third quarter. To Embiid. Nothing going here on that drive. Embiid. Can't connect. Now Paul with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Durant. Here comes the screen. Durant guarded by Jimmy Butler. Sixers have the basketball. Embiid to Butler. Nothing going here on that drive. Simmons to Redick. Down to 5 on the 24. Simmons, not a good shot there as he misses it. To Harden. Durant lets it fly. And it's Simmons with the rebound. Butler matched up with Harden. To Simmons. Here comes the screen. Simmons to Butler. Oh, he had it. To Durant. Knocked loose. Sixers have it.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Simmons. To Redick. Here comes the screen. Five on the shot clock for Philadelphia. Simmons driving, but a shot no good.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Butler, defended by Kevin Durant. Wide open look, won't go. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. Ooh, Chris Paul. Now 4 for 9.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Have you considered enrolling your son or daughter in one of our summer basketball camps? Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Number 10, Eric Gordon.
He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Nothing going here on that drive. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%. When you look at playmakers from the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
To Butler. Rebounded by Capella. Paul with it up top. Lead is 2. The rebound taken down by the Sixers. Brunson to McConnell. Goes to the left side. Butler, tough matchup against Durant. Knocked loose. And a finish at the rim.
And the only quarter that matters is the one you're playing in right now. Finish strong.
And scores. Strong take. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The Rockets with the lead. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Butler to bring it up. Down 2. To Monroe. McConnell. Scores from the post.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Kevin Durant has it. And look out.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Brunson to Monroe. Butler to Brunson. Nothing going here on that drive. Can't miss those. Hall into the front court. 2-point advantage to Durant. Knocks it down from mid-range. Kevin Durant, dynamic once again.
Giving it to you any way you want it. On the block, from the perimeter, mouse in the house, whatever the scenario is.
Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Number 13, James Harden. Stepping in for the Philadelphia 76ers, number 24.
McConnell to Allen. Down low to Monroe. The big guy, Greg Monroe. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Kevin Durant trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Knocked loose. Out of bounds the call off P.J. Tucker. It remains Sixers basketball. Grayson Allen to McConnell. Can't connect. Hall across the timeline. Up 5. They work it to Capella. Down low. Can't connect from inside. McConnell to Monroe. Here comes the screen. Clint Capella sends it away. 4th this contest.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Nothing going here on that drive. Durant to Harden. Durant knocks it down. And, Jay, so much better to get that shot beyond the arc than inside 22 feet. Have we ever seen anyone like KD?
Easy answer. No, he's the greatest offensive threat we've ever seen in the game. He has a 7'5" wingspan, and he's doing things that Russell Westbrook does with the ball. We've never seen it before.
Couldn't keep it in. It's out off Greg Monroe. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Tucker. A bad pass as the Sixers come up with this steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Down the lane. Shot won't fall. Hall into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. To Fareed. Tucker. To Harden. James Harden, not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Harden with the basketball. His team on top by 8. Durant to Paul.
I got your help. We got your help.
Over to the right side. Paul to Durant. James Harden. The jumper's off the mark.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Redick. They go down low to Simmons. No, I missed a short one there. To Fareed. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
The best basketball. And I know I'm saying this, and I shouldn't be saying it because I'm calling the broadcast, but as a player and a fan, you know you tune in to the 4th. This is where guys earn their paychecks. This is where you see real fight and real hustle.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Simmons.
Number 15, Clint Capella.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. Durant with the basketball up top. Lead stands at 10. Tucker for Durant down low. No good.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
To Redick. To Simmons. The Sixers with 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Rockets in control of the basketball. To the rim. Lays it up and in. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
To Embiid. Clint Capella with the block. Ooh, 5 now.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Tucker to Harden. 5 to shoot. Harden. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
To Simmons. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go. The Rockets won this matchup with a significant margin. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets. the 76ers seemed to lose their edge as the game got out of hand. Losses like this become main discussion topics in the media. So hopefully this team is ready to answer the tough question. It's not going to be fun. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Game track. Blocks.
The Houston Rockets did an incredible job defensively in this game, particularly with their shot blocking. They were able to consistently apply pressure, not just with the hand in the face, but with the hand on the ball.
Player of the game.
Kevin Durant could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.